Welcome back. A man who's suffering from the heartbreaking illness known as Lou Gehrig's disease launched an internet radio show this week. He and his wife are using the show to spearhead efforts to open lines of communication between scientists, victims, doctors, and the public. And they're also resting some of their hopes on a new, unique database. Here's John Hollenhorst with the story.
Go, Jake, go!
All the way, Jake, to the goal.
When the Christensen kids get rambunctious, their dad is with them in spirit, even if his body keeps him out of the game. Seth doesn't know how many years he has left. He tries to make every interaction with his kids mean something.
And you talk to them as if you want them to remember that thing forever.
We don't take time for granted, and we just can't. We don't have that option.
The disease steals time as surely as it steals away the body. ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease, progressively shuts down nerve cells that control muscles.
I have had no treatments that have altered the course of my case.
We've searched the world. That's what you do.
Seth is luckier than most ALS victims. They usually die in 2 to 5 years.
Today, I consider myself
the pride of the Yankees. Lou Gehrig,
the luckiest man on the face of the earth,
had less than 2 years to live when he made his famous retirement speech at Yankee Stadium. Exactly 75 years ago, this 4th of July. Seth Christensen has had it 5 years already, and it hasn't progressed very far.
My progression has been a gift.
What about pulling your arm up towards you?
Dr. Summer Gibson is one of many scientists trying to fit together the pieces of the ALS puzzle.
Some people with this disease do live for a really long time, and that's one of the mysteries that we don't really understand.
Why does ALS affect its victims in so many different ways? Why does it seem to involve so many different genes?
You can't watch these patients work with our families and not want to find an actual cure. So my goal is not to find a gene. My goal is to find a cure. A little bit tight.
For 2 years at the University of Utah, they've been collecting blood samples, extracting DNA.
You doing okay?
Yep.
Just a little bit
looking
more.
for genetic clues. The goal is to find genes that ALS victims have in common. Using the Utah Population Database, combining health records with LDS genealogical data,
What we're seeing here is a very
they reconstruct far-flung family trees, hunting for distantly related ALS victims.
And so when people are really close and they're siblings, they share so much. But when they're way spread down the line, then they share very little.
If victims share just a few genes, researchers may be able to isolate the ones that cause ALS. That may lead to drugs that can be tested in animals. It's part of a worldwide effort that Gibson hopes will lead to a drug that cures all forms of ALS.
I think it's really real, absolutely. I wouldn't be in this field if I didn't think that was something real on the horizon.
Patients and researchers is not coming.
Meanwhile, Seth Christensen is savoring the time he has left, working on a very special project with his 13-year-old son, Sam.
68 Camaro.
It started when Sam informed his dad that the car of his dreams was a 68 Camaro.
There it is. Cool.
Instead of blowing it off, they went out and bought one. Now they're working to restore it, hoping that someday they might be able to hit the road together.
I think it's really cool. Me and my dad have gotten to spend some time together. I like the full body.
This car project has always been about Sam and I having a chance to work together and have time. It's all about the time together.
John Hollenhorst reporting. If you'd like more information on connecting patients and researchers, then listen to Seth Christensen's web broadcast. You can go to alscrowd.org. Next, Students face all kinds of social battles at school. Straight ahead, find out how an old-fashioned grump meter is giving a new generation of kids a tool to control their emotions. Plus,
I was so nervous I could hardly breathe.
then we're going to go back in time with the only Utahn to reach the last 8 club at Wimbledon. And the royal benefits Brad Pierce is still receiving 24 years later.